morning, everybody.
Hi. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Big Ed.
Guess what, Jerry?
Are you going to interrupt me?
I'm interrupting you.
Please do.
Let me have a timpani roll.
Hit it.
Take the picture. There it is. Roll it.
Yeah. Aha. Oh, yeah. I like that. Anytime you want, Big Ed.
Okay.
I would like to introduce a most wonderful comedian, a marvelous man who has helped us throughout this entire telethon. He's held the fort in Los Angeles. Would you welcome Mr. Norm Crosby?
From all of us here in Southern California, God bless you. Good luck with the rest of the
Thank you,
telethon.
Charlie. Thank you, Norm. Bless you, too. Terrific. Wonderful people. Show people. Super people. And here is now, and here is now, and here is now, and now here. Hear this. Oh, yes. My tongue got away my eye tooth. I couldn't see what I was saying. Here is my dear friend, the incredible Miss Liza Minnelli. She's some nice lady. She went into the studio 3 days ago, the only open day on her schedule, and she made that tape for us. How about thanking her along with me? Liza, we love you. Ed.
Okay, Jerry, before I go to the next piece of business, I have important news.
We need a timpani.
roll.
He needs a timpani, yeah. I want to see
Here
this
we
happen.
go. Look at this.
Right now. Do it.
Roll it.
Yeah. You got it, Ed.
Okay, let's welcome the Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the 7-Up Company, Dale Shawful.
Hello, Dale. Welcome.
Hi, Jerry. How are you?
I'm okay.
It's been a long night.
Yes.
I'm extremely pleased to represent the 7-Up Company. Over 400 7-Up bottlers around the country. And we have about 20 of our bottlers with us. And, Jerry, we were prepared, I think, for the great entertainment, all the glitter of Las Vegas, but we were not prepared at all for Jerry's kids and the great heart feeling that comes across. And for that, we're very, very appreciative. And we will be super supportive in 1989.
Thank you.
In terms of 1988, even for me, this is a big check. In 1988, you've already heard that our bottlers have done a lot of work and some of the promotional things that the 7-Up Company has done. But in total, Jerry, on behalf of our bottlers, the company, a check for $1,200,000.
If you think muscle disease can't strike you,
The letter carriers serve every day. To say to you, if you have some warm feelings for your letter carrier, reach out to that telephone so that Jerry can surpass last year's mark, something that you have done every year. Again, I want to present to you this check for $1 million. With the $750,000 we contributed earlier in the show, it makes our cumulative total for this year's telethon $1,750,000.
Thank you, Tony. We love you. We love you all.
Thank you, Jerry.
Get it on in New York, Tony. Do it for me.
We're doing it, Jerry. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. We'll see you soon. Now back to Ed McMahon. Ed.
Thank you, Jerry. Let's welcome back the President and Chief Operating Officer of Harley-Davidson Incorporated, Richard Teerlink.
Hi, Richard. Welcome back.
Thanks, Jerry.
Let's hear it, but he's a heavyweight, these guys.
Earlier, I told you about the anniversary ride we had for muscular dystrophy.
Right.
We staged hundreds of other events with our dealers, our riders, and our employees. And as a result of those events, I have another check.
I'd like to have it.
$1 million. Put together with the $550,000 from the anniversary ride, $1,550,000 for you and the kids.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you very much.
$1,550,000 from Harley Davidson. Pretty good people. Ed, you're there.
Right, Jerry. Here, representing 7-Eleven stores, is the Executive Vice President, Dick Dole.
Come back here, Dick.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Dick.
You know, Jerry, when I was on earlier in the telethon, I told you about some of those wonderful, dedicated people at 7-Eleven and all they were doing for you. I'd like to show you now, Jerry, if I might, some of those faces of those great people.
There they are.
There they are. From many different cultures and backgrounds. Some 7,000 store managers, franchisees from... That was Karen and Mike Brown, by the way. They raised $35,000 in their store alone, Jerry. One store.
It's not bad.
As you know, Jerry, they dedicate the month of July and August to your kids. They work real, real hard, Jerry, to make as much as we can, to make us look good. This is an interesting one. December of last year, I went to Salt Lake City to see two of our mutual friends, Sarah and Rebecca Lohmeyer. There I am off the mountain with my beard. We gave them a color TV and a VCR with a few classic movies and some educational tapes, Jerry.
You like that, doll? Well, you're welcome.
Yeah. How big she got.
Oh, she is getting big, I'll tell you. She's a wonderful lady.
I wanted to come out here and see you and wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Jerry, you know, I can give all the gifts in the world. I can give the dolls, I can give the VCRs, the TVs. But there's one thing I can't give, Jerry, and that's what you give through the Muscular Dystrophy Association. What you give, Jerry, is you give hope. Hope that one day we'll stamp out this dreaded disease and we'll find a cure. And I'm here, Jerry, on behalf of our vendors, our franchisees, our store managers, employees, coast to coast. They've asked me, Jerry, to give you this check for $750,000 with more to come, Jerry. More to come.
Thank you, Dick.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
We're going to get it this
You
year,
bet.
Jerry. Thank you.
Dick Dole, ladies and gentlemen. I guess one of my favorite guest appearances over the years have been these gentlemen. They give of their time and their talent, their energy, and they come when I ask them to. They make joyous sounds because they enjoy what they're doing, particularly for the right reasons. Please welcome the Singing Cedars, ladies and gentlemen.
Jerry, we need a timpani roll. Hit it. And roll it.
Thank you. And now here is veteran actor Rod Steiger.
Here's Jerry.
Thank you, Casey. We have tried during the course of this program to give you as much entertainment as we possibly can. And in that 19 hours, I think we have accomplished a couple of things. One, I think we've had an entertaining program with more to come. I think we have enlightened a great many people. That certainly is our purpose, to stand here and enlighten. The one thing that flashes through my mind when I think of the program and where we have come so far is when I stood on the steps. I think of standing on the steps greeting Alvin and Margaret Payne, the lovely, courageous people from Greensboro, North Carolina. I acknowledged them after you saw their story played for you. And as an audience, totally, completely, everyone applauded for these wonderful people, applauded vigorously, with tremendous energy and vitality. And I thought to myself, would we applaud for them if they were just two plain people in the audience? Two plain, healthy people in the audience. Would we applaud like that for them? I don't think so. I don't know why we would. Why would we introduce them? So there's a stigma here that bothers me. Are we applauding there but for the grace of God go I? Are we applauding their courage? Yes, without question. We're applauding their courage. We're applauding two people in deep trouble, trying desperately to keep one another solid, supportive, and alive. So we instinctively, as human beings, applaud vigorously for those two courageous people. Now, what do we do about them? Do we leave the theater tonight and just go on our way and forget them? Or shall we remember them and do something about it? Now I'm not even talking to the people at home. I hope they're listening to what I'm telling 700 people in the theater. Do we check to find out how they are? Do we care how they progress? Do we care if they make it? Of course we care. But we don't have a communication system to find out where they are. That's not our role, or at least your role. We do. We want to know if they're okay. Are they going to make it? Well, if the people at home are listening to this, couldn't it be any of those two people out there and 120 million people sitting there where Alvin and Margaret Payne are sitting? Of course. Or it could be any two of any of you. So what we are doing in this program is really living up to our responsibility, caring for our brother, caring for another human being. And that's why we have always been effective, because this organization cares for people. And that's what we drive home all the time.
Jerry, let me interrupt you, please, for a minute for a timpani roll.
Okay, hit it.
And a big 2-5. Roll it.
Oh, yeah. The bottom line is go to your phones, because we love one another, and we shouldn't be ashamed of that. Go, Ed.
Okay, before we cut away, here's another partial list of some of the people that have put Telethon 88 together this year. It's quite a list.
got so much more than Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon. Stay where you are. We're here. We're here in the Meadowlands. Tony Orlando and Dawn, the entire Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon is going on. Don't go away. All right.
At the very end.
We are live from the Meadowlands.
Fuck it. Time for this. It's a poem. It says, author unknown. It's titled, Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you dare quit. Life is queer with its twists and its turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a fellow turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with just one more blow. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late, when the night came down, how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tint of the clouds of doubt, and you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you mustn't quit. Where did you get this?
It was in the flowers that were in your room. My father found it, and then he said, John, this is something for Tony to read. So I said, great. When my father read it to me, I was like, all right, another poem, which is good, which I was happy. And when I saw that the title was Don't Quit, that's what the telethon's all about, not quitting. I'd just like to say that I hope you please keep the phones ringing. We wanna make it over the 6. We wanna beat the 5 million. We wanna be able to go up to the 6 mil. Please call in. Please don't forget. This is for Jerry's kids. Kids like me. Thank you.
John Shatesky, constantly teaching me all the time. This is a confirmed donation, Canal Lumber in Staten Island, to help you, young man, John Shatesky, and young Freddie Rispoli, a $10,000 donation. Teaching me all the time. We will never quit. Keep the phones ringing. Renee? So what time here? 3:15. So back to Jerry in Las Vegas. Thank you, Fitz. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Joe, George, and David, and Tony. John Chudesky.
The Dystrophy Association, Jerry Lewis. Sir, right at the very tip top of this hour.
Hit a timpani. I can hear him
Hit it and
talking.
roll it.
I can hear him thinking. Turn it. Do it. Yeah. I want you to call me a lot in the next couple hours.
I'm planned to.
I want you to call me every time you feel like it.
Every time I want to.
Whatever you say, Big Ed.
Being so nice to me.
Oh, I'm no fool. If you're this close to that board and it turns when you say, I'll do whatever you want. You want your car washed? I could do a hell of a job. I'll do whatever you want. Where am I? Oh, yes. To know my next guest is to know one of the very best of what this country offers to the musical stage. To sing When You Wish Upon a Star from her latest album, here is the infinitely marvelous Barbra Cook, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah!
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. As dreamers do. Fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret like a bolt out of the blue. Fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you dream comes true. I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you, come rain or come shine. High as a mountain and deep as a river, come rain or come shine. I guess when you met me, it was just one of those things, but don't ever bet me, 'cause I'm gonna be true if you let me. You're gonna love me like nobody's loved me, come rain or come shine. Happy together, unhappy together, and won't it be fine? Days may be cloudy or sunny, we're in or we're out of the money, but I'm with you always, I'm with you rain or shine. I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you, come rain or come shine. High as a mountain, deep as a river, come rain or come shine. I guess when you met me, it was just one of those things, but don't ever bet me, 'cause I'm gonna be true if you let me. You're gonna love me like nobody's loved me, come rain or come shine. Happy together, unhappy together, and won't it be fine? Days may be cloudy or sunny, then no more often than nothing, but I'm with you always, I'm with you always, I'm with you rain or
Miss Barbra Cook.
Thank you, Barbara. We really appreciate the great talent, and you know that Caesars Palace probably has more boxing matches than any hotel in Las Vegas, and I want to welcome to the telethon the president and chief operating officer of Caesars Palace. Please welcome Dan Reikartz.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Dan.
It's not November 7th yet. Where have you been?
Dan, what can I tell you? We are so delighted and so happy that we are a part of the Cedars family. We have been happy and delighted for the last 7 years. Is this our 7th year?
This is
or
your seventh year. Sure is.
And you run one hell of a marvelous hotel.
Thank you, sir.
The treatment of the entire staff, the company, everybody. We couldn't be happier.
Jerry, we want you to know that we're deeply moved by all the work you've done these past hours with Ed, and we're just delighted to be part of it. Before I get down to a little serious business, I'd like to share a message with you from Caesars World and our employees.
Okay.
Courage. 2,000 years later, we still honor the men and women who challenge the ordinary, whose imagination and skill set them apart. They come, they see, they conquer, bringing the very finest to modern-day Roman wonderlands. At Caesars Atlantic City, Caesars Tahoe, Caesars Pocono Resorts, and Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. More than 11,000 employees at Caesars World salute the Muscular Dystrophy Association and its valiant battle against suffering and disease. In or out of the spotlight, Jerry's kids have earned an honored place among the brightest and best in the world of Caesar.
Yeah.
Jerry, now to get a little serious, on behalf of Henry Glacker, Chairman of the Board of Caesars World International, and all of our employees, it is my pleasure to present to you our check in the amount of $300,000.
Thank you, Dan.
It's a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Look at everything they give us, and then they give us that. That's terrific. Thank you. You got it, Ed.
Jerry, firefighters have raised more money for MDA over their 36 years as a sponsor than any other organization. I'm proud to introduce you to the president of the International Association of Firefighters, who also is an MDA vice president, as you know, Al Whitehead.
Welcome, Al.
Hi, Jerry.
He's the head man of my firefighters. They're mine now, right? I own them.
Right. Well, you know, Jerry, it's never easy to raise funds, and in 37 years, we've raised in excess of $65 million for the cause.
You bet.
And lately, we've been a little bit concerned. As you know, we have firefighters in the United States and Canada, every community, every city, every state, and every county, and every province. There are a lot of cities and communities where they give us nothing but cooperation and help to raise that money. To those politicians we love. And then there's those political hacks who have inhibited us and prohibited us from raising funds and letting us wear uniforms to try to get money for your kids.
I know.
There's a new sheriff in town. I'm going to go around him, I'm going to go through him, or I'll go over him, but we're not going to be stopped. We're going to bust all records, and we are going to raise the money.
I know you will. Thank you, Al.
Okay?
You bet.
You got it.
Okay.
Jerry, it's time to hear a timpani roll.
Yeah, play a timpani. Ed loves a timpani, and I love to see what happens when he says hit it.
Okay, roll 'em.
Do it. Show it to me. Yeah. All of you at home that are making those calls, that are responsible for this kind of dynamics, and that's what I have to call it, dynamics. I thank you. We are all most grateful. My next guest was once asked what was such a nice girl like her doing in the world of comedy. She answered by doing her act, and there's been laughter and applause ever since. Please welcome the very talented and funny Miss Rita Rudner, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Thank you very much. It's a real honor to be asked to do the telethon. I have to say, I've been to Las Vegas a few times. It's a great place, isn't it? Yeah? It's a little warm. I have to bring that up. I get the feeling if I ever went to hell, I'd walk in and say, well, it's hot, but it's not like Vegas. I gamble a little. I play the slot machines, and I never, ever lose. So what I do is I put my money in and I press coin return. My problem with money is you know what I can never do? I can never ask for money back after I've loaned it to a friend, and they forget to return it. Isn't that tricky? The most I can do is when I'm over their homes, break something of that approximate value. And this is such a wonderful cause to give to, and you can put it on your credit card. I put too many things on my credit card. My last bill was so big before I opened it, I actually heard a drum roll. One thing I can never do either is balance my checkbook. Well, I did it once. I did. It was very exciting. The number on my statement was exactly the same as the number in my checkbook. I guess I got a little overexcited. I called up the bank. I said, I have a match here. Did I win something? Now, I always want my parents to come to Vegas for a vacation, but they're a little frugal. They only go places on the off-season because it's cheaper. Like last year, they went to Chile during a coup. I don't know why they go these places. It was so horrible, really. In the brochure, the hotel was on fire. I'm from Miami Beach. I was born there. I grew up there. I had to learn a language in school, either Spanish or French. I chose French. Yeah, that's so useful in Miami Beach now. It's kind of like living in the ocean and knowing how to bowl. My first grade teacher was an illegal alien. Really, she taught the whole year from crouched behind her desk. Now, my dad is a doctor, as it happens, and he's very, very smart, a little absent-minded. He used to do things like when I was a little kid, he'd throw me up in the air and answer the phone. And he has the worst handwriting ever. Why do all doctors have such bad handwriting? Really, he wrote me a note once excusing me from gym class. I gave it to my teacher, and she gave me all of her money. There's only one way to describe my mother. There's a very old saying, I don't know if you've heard it. Neurotics build castles in the air and psychotics live in them. My mother cleans them. She's the worst cook ever, my mom. Really, even I knew you didn't put fabric softener in meatloaf. She once made this rice. You can't undercook it. You can't overcook it. She lost it. She once made carrot cake. She didn't grate the carrots. She just baked them whole into the cake. Really, she even left those green things hanging out the sides. She said they were cake handles. Most turkeys taste better the day after. My mother's tasted better the day before. For years, whenever I went into a restaurant and saw a sign that said home-style cooking, I left. It was very sad, really. In school, when we traded lunches, I had to throw in an article of clothing. My parents, they've been married forever. They're past their gold and silver anniversaries. Their next one coming up is rust. My mom has always tried to figure out new ways to keep excitement in their marriage. She took up belly dancing once. She just wasn't real good at it. No, in order to make it appear like she was moving, my dad and I had to jiggle the furniture in back of her. I just got married myself, and my parents love my husband. They haven't met him, but no, they're just happy he doesn't have a pierced ear, because they don't understand that. Actually, I think men who have a pierced ear are better prepared for marriage. They've experienced pain and bought jewelry. And I married a man who was, well, he's younger than I am. I never thought that would happen, but he's 2 years younger than he thinks I am. Now, I think my mom gave me some very, very good advice. You know what she said? She just said, just don't try to change him. Whatever he is, just learn to deal with it and you'll be happy. Don't you think that's good advice? Yeah. Like my dad, well, he sleepwalks, so my mom never tried to change it. She just started handing him the vacuum cleaner. Anyway, thank you very, very much. Please give what you can. Bye-bye.
Terrific. Rita Rudner, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Rita. Thank you. You got to be awfully good to score in that spot, and that's some pro. That's a tough spot for a comedian or a comedian to score in, and you scored real good with this audience. Thank you, Rita. You were wonderful. Ed.
Right, Jerry. Now here representing the cable industry is Sandy Freeman, Director of Marketing and Advertising of Comcast Cable Corporation and Chairman of the Cable MDA Program Committee.
It's good to see you. Welcome back. Sandy Freeman, ladies and gentlemen. Another heavyweight.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be back here this 4th year in a row.
We're delighted to have you back.
And I'm very delighted to be here. And I have some very good news for you, and a very loving check from a lot of cable TV people across the country who've been working very hard for your kids. Right now, they're at home watching us on the telethon, and they represent a lot of cable subscribers who've made contributions to help your kids. On their behalf, on behalf of Comcast, and on behalf of over 1,500 cable operators nationwide who have been working on this program, I'd like to present you with this new industry total check for $2,500,000.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you.
Jerry, this brings our total to over $7 million in the last 4 years.
They have given us $7 million in the last 4 years. Let's hear it for Sandy Freeman and the cable operator. Meet Susan and Leonard DiStefano, who you just saw on that film. Susan, Leonard. How you doing? Leonard. I thank you for being with us.
Well, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to come here and help you out.
Well, you tell them what you feel.
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot the past couple of days, and I didn't know what else I could tell you aside from what was in the tape. And then I thought maybe I'd let you feel what a day is like for us, maybe to walk a mile in our steps. Each day when I wake up, before my feet hit the floor, the first thought that greets me in the morning is that Sarah is not here. And I go through the day, and I'm constantly reminded of what we do not have, because everywhere I go, there's mothers and their children or pregnant women. And then I come home and I get the mail, and there's coupons for disposable diapers and advertisements for portraits for infants for the family. And then at night, before we go to sleep, and it's dark and quiet in the house, and the last thought in my mind before I close my eyes and go to sleep is that Sarah was not here today. And when Sarah first died, people asked us, well, what can we do for you? What can we give you? And my only answer was, if you can't give me Sarah back, there's nothing that you can give me. I don't want another baby, I want her. But time has gone on, and I realize that I have enough love for Sarah, and I will always remember her. But that I have enough room in my heart for other children that we will have, and to love them. And I can say other children that we will have because I know that MDA is working with their research projects. And in the very near future, we will have the opportunity to have a healthy family. It may not be next year, and it may not be the year after, but it will be soon. And it would be nice if in a few years we could come back to the telethon with our healthy family and show everyone just what your cooperation with this association can do. But I have to tell you one last thing. I don't want to wait 3 years, and I don't want to wait 2 years or 1 year. I want it yesterday. And I know that's not possible right now. But I know if you keep helping and you keep pitching in there and you make your calls, it might happen a lot sooner than we think. And I wouldn't be able to thank you. I couldn't be able to thank you any more than just showing you what you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Leonard. Thank you for that.
When Sarah was first born, I, like any other father, waited to go through the milestones, you know, walking and smiling. I waited for her first smile. I have a picture of it. When Sarah was in hospital, before that, I got the picture of her first smile. And when she would wake up, we'd get a few big smiles from her. And I noticed she wouldn't smile until she went back to sleep. After we found out what she had, I realized she just didn't have the strength to smile. Friday, when we left her in the hospital, as I always did, I went to the door and I turned back to give her one last look, tell her we'd be back tomorrow. She gave me this huge smile, which she never did before. It wasn't until a while after that I realized that that was Sarah saying goodbye to me. She died the next morning. We want a healthy family. And we know with you people, someday that we can. Thank you. Thank you, Jerry.
Ed?
Right now, Jerry, I'd like to introduce the president and the chief executive officer of the Southland Corporation, your good friend, Jerry W. Thompson.
Jerry, last night we told everyone about our 7-Eleven Desert Dash. And at 6 o'clock last night, our team left Los Angeles in 105-degree temperature, rode all night across the mountains and through the deserts to get here to Las Vegas and to Cedars Palace. And so they're here with us now, led by team captain Eric Hayden.
Well, we had a great trip. It took us 16 hours. We rode through the night. These 9, including myself, 9 guys, we had a great support crew, but you know, there's a point where you're riding along and it's like you can never see the light at the end of the tunnel. But then you think about the less fortunate people and what we're doing to help fight MD. And it really gets us through because we are fortunate. We can walk, we can pedal our bikes, we can run. And we shouldn't take that for granted. There's a lot of people who envy what we have. So please, you know, help support the MDA and the fight against MD, because there will be a cure around the corner. And it's something like this that, well, it raises a lot of funds, and that's what we need. And I thank you on behalf of this group and the crew that supported us on our being able to help fight MD in a small way, though it is small. We really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, Jerry, it's through special events such as this that 7-Eleven is able to raise the monies for Muscular Dystrophy Association for research and for patient care. So on behalf of 7-Eleven, I'd like to present you with an additional check, this time for $1 million.
My thanks to Southland and 7-Eleven. Thank you, John. Big T. That's John.
Jerry?
Yes.
Interruption.
Please interrupt. Hit it, Timpani. Run it.
Look at this.
Run it. Let's see it happen. Yeah. Yeah. We got a lot of work to do here. My next guest returns to entertain us. He is country music's most dynamic new star. Please welcome Randy Travis, ladies and gentlemen.
You go 60 miles an hour, or so it seemed. Remember your first mitt? And those high fly catches out of the sun you almost made? You know, this is the kind of equipment that most kids use. It hasn't changed much since I was a youngster. But some kids, some very special kids, use a different kind of equipment. Things like leg braces and wheelchairs. That's what kids with muscle disease use, and it isn't fun and games kind of stuff. It's serious, very serious, because they help these youngsters get where they need to go. Now, these kids are going to need that kind of equipment until their greatest hope is realized, when cures or treatments are found. And we can make sure their hopes and dreams are answered by supporting MDA. Just by picking up your telephone, making your generous pledge right now. Come on. Let's all help to get these kids to where they're going. On the skates, playing baseball and basketball. Please call right now.
Thank you, Bob. You're a good friend. Thank you for all your help.
Jerry, we need a timpani roll.
Timpani roll. Big Ed wants a timpani
There
roll.
it is.
Yeah, let's do it. Turn it. Show me. Do me. Yeah!
Jerry, what we have right now is Carol Burnett with an important message from our friends at MasterCard.
Okay, Casey, thank you. We have $29,594,666 at 10 minutes after 3. 10 minutes after 1, 12, 13 minutes. It's after 1. 13 minutes after 1, Monday afternoon. It's Labor Day. It's quarter after 4 in New York. It's almost a quarter after 2 in Chicago, and it's 10 minutes to 7 in Chungking. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Taipei is 8:15, and Hawaii doesn't give a damn. The important thing here is that we don't have a lot of time. We're going to break the stations so that the local MCs and all of the people on the Love Network can do their thing and get those numbers to come up for me. While we're at it, we'll be gone until the next hour, which will be hour 21. Then we will only have 2 hours left to do it all. We're going to bring you some marvelous entertainment in those 2 hours, some wonderful surprises, and hopefully nothing as heavy as...
Excuse me.
Are you going to do that
Would you
again?
believe I need another timpani roll?
I hope to God. Yeah, I want to see that. Turn it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The odds are with us.
Right. We can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. You can make us really happy, and yourselves. You can do it. We should break the stations. It's time for them to take it. Big Ed?
Okay, here we're going to show you some more of the very talented people that help put
Tell Louis to
Telethon
play. Get the band
88
going. Cooking, cooking, cooking.
on the
Yeah.
map. Here they are. because in the next hour, Jerry will be back to bring you Charro, Ray Charles, and much, much more. So don't you go away.
Thelma Hopkins, Joyce Vincent Wilson, and our host, Tony Orlando.
Thank you. Thank you, Fitz.
I'm in the mood for Rose and Garden right now. See what we got. Come over here, Fitzy. Take a look at this with me. I want to watch this one. Let's hit it. 3 million.
Oh, they're melting.
209. 3 million. 329. Woo.
Yasu, Dekanis, Gala, and I can't say all the other dirty words I know in Greek. But I need you. Half Greek, half Puerto Rican. This is a town of many different nationalities. A melting pot. Let's melt together. Pick up that telephone. Please call now. Thank you very much. Renee, would you mind going for checks?
Muchas gracias, Tony.
Yeah, I got a little carried away. Back to the boss. I'll see you in about 45 minutes. Stay with us now. Keep the phones on, will you? Please, keep them calling. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And welcome. We're delighted to have you with us here in the theater, and to all you nice folks at home, thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for calling. Thanking you for using the phones. Sounds dumb. It's your own phone. You have every right to do what you want with it. But we are grateful that you're doing it and that the numbers are working. And we have a couple of hours to go. Less than a couple of hours to go, with a lot of work ahead of us. And we have some wonderful surprises for you. And I think the audience just spotted Spuds. Yes, there's Ed's pal. We might as well show him. There's Spuds McKenzie. Do we go to Ed now? Okay, Ed, you got it.
Well, now from St. Louis, Missouri, comes the star of any show, the original party animal himself, Bud Light's own Spuds McKenzie and the Spudettes. There they are. And coming on stage is the Executive Vice President and Director of Marketing for Anheuser-Busch and an MDA board member, Michael J. Rorty. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. Did you hear the commotion that our pal Spuds caused when they snuck him on stage? They tried to sneak him in here quietly, but the place went crazy.
You should try to get on a subway with Spuds McKenzie. Ed, it's nice to be in the same company as two peas in a pod.
Two peas in a... excuse me.
Well, everyone knows you're a wonderful spokesman for Budweiser, and standing here in front of us is Bud Light's favorite spokesman.
And you're saying we're exactly alike?
Spuds loves a good time.
Well, you know I do.
Spuds is a party animal, and like you, he knows when to say when.
I always do that.
And both of you, Spuds and you, have worked very hard in promoting Budweiser and Bud Light to raise money for Jerry's kids.
Well, that's been our pleasure, but is there any difference between us?
He's a little shorter, and about 200 pounds, and one black eye.
Anything else? Is that all?
I would like everybody to think about Spud's companions today, the beautiful Spudettes.
Yeah.
Both of you hang around with beautiful women. Spuds with the Spudettes, and you with the lovely Victoria and the very beautiful Catherine Mary.
There they are. Want to get a shot of them? There they are.
And I'm also making a challenge to all of the Spuds fans out there. Having a good time is something we often take for granted. Do yourself a favor. Don't take it for granted tonight. Pledge your support to Jerry's kids.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Spudettes. Thank you, Spuds McKenzie. We'll be here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Spuds may have a companion.
This is my oldest daughter, Angel. Angel, you want a treat? Now this is your chance to get with Budweiser, you little schmuck.
Spuds, your
Here's a
prayers
treat.
have been
Say
answered.
please, Daddy. Please, Daddy. Please, Daddy. Please, Daddy. Please, bite it. Bite it. Good girl. That's Angel. She's 9 years old.
Michael, we'll be seeing you a little later on in the program.
We'll be seeing you later.
With a presentation. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Ed, hold it. Hold it.
Well, who's this?
This is my youngest daughter. This is Lady. Lady is a year old. Now watch this. Here's a treat, Lady. You want a treat? Say please, Daddy. She's a year old. Say please, Daddy. I'm using the armrest. Good girl. Is she sweet? Is she sweet? Okay, Ed, take it.
Okay, Jerry, what I want to do with it is get a timpani roll.
Yeah, hit a timpani.
And roll
hit
it.
Hit a timpani.
Roll it.
Yeah! Hey, Rorty. Hey, Mike. Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, Ed McMahon, you got it.
The totals are in from McDonald's restaurants all over the country, and here to report those good news is, let me get my card back, the McDonald's National Advertising Fund Chairman, 6 McDonald crew representatives. Here they are. Joe Casper.
Joe, how are you?
Good.
Welcome. Hi, gang.
Jerry, the MDA and McDonald's have been partners in the fight for MD for about 20 years now. Over those years, our crews, our licensees, and our customers have been very generous, and this year is no exception. So with the help of my friends here, I'd like to show you that our generosity continues on. Jerry, the 1988 total contribution by the McDonald's family throughout the U.S. and Canada is $1,266,000.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you, gang. How about a nice hand for the McDonald's kids and the wonderful people that work there? Thank you. I have tried desperately to have him a part of this program for 3 or 4 years. Our schedules never, ever really blended. I was about to introduce him when my crew tells me that he may not even be here now, because I started to introduce him and they said, well, this means stretch in television jargon. This means hurry. This means get the hell off. This means Eddie Foy will never book you on another show. Okay, we have to wait because we have this marvelous guest. I don't want to give it away. So we will wait just a moment or two until they clear the traffic backstage to get him out here. So we're going to Ed McMahon, who will have something to fill the time. Just a quick second. Ed, will you take it?
Yes, I will, Jerry. Here with us again. No, I won't fill it.
No, don't take it.
I was going to say with somebody from the JCs.
No,
Be. No?
No, don't do that. Why don't you and I just get a couple of broads and go to a motel? What do you think?
I just introduced, Mike Rory introduced my wife and child, and you're
What's that
saying,
got to do with
saying
anything?
things like that, a couple of broads.
I got my wife and 2 dogs over there.
Yeah, but I've forgotten from what broads are.
Have you really?
Sure, a long time ago.
Are you telling me you're Celibate?
Celibate, yes.
Celibate.
Celibate,
Whatever
yes.
that. Oh, I see humans behind us. I have
Oh.
a hunch that he might be ready. Is he ready? No, he's not ready.
Not quite ready yet.
You know how wonderful it is to have you with me? You know how glad I am you're my friend? Do you have any idea how stunning you are? You're a dead ringer for Robert Redford. Did you ever know that?
Me for Robert?
I'm just
You've
trying
got
to
to
fill
get
time.
glasses.
I'm just trying to fill time. No, you're a dead ringer
Thank
for
you.
Jane Fonda. Is
It's
that
nice
better?
to be here with you. I always enjoy it. and I always have a good time. And we work hard, but we love what we're doing, and we're going to raise a lot of money.
Yes,
I won't
we
give
are.
you my prediction, but there's a number in my head.
Yeah, but
And
you have always predicted right.
Yeah.
You have always been very, very close to being on the money or very close. The pledge board, did you see that? I'm giving you the
How about
timpani
that?
now.
Let's go.
Yeah, turn it for me because we need to hurry. Oh, yeah.
Look at all those trees. 5 trees. I'll see you later. Nice chat.
Okay,
Let's try to meet like this once a month.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the guest that I was making reference to is a gentleman who has made music sound unlike anything anyone has ever heard. He is the epitome of a rags to riches story. His triumph over tragedy, light transcending darkness. He is simply the best America has to offer. And to say that he is a personal friend of mine and that I am a friend of his, it gives me great joy. Not only joy, but pride, because the friend I make reference to came here under the most difficult circumstances possible. But he pulled it off for me because he said, if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. How can you not pay the respect and homage to the great artistry and friendship of Mr. Ray Charles, ladies and gentlemen?
Look at that. 1, 2, up. So, wait a minute, y'all. I can't find this stupid note. Wait a minute. After all that big build-up, I better find something. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. I know. You just might see a stranger. Across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, you see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear laughing and then across a crowded room, night after night. Strange as it may seem, the sound of a laughter will sing in your dreams. Will sing in your dreams. Look here. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, but wise men never try. So eternity, when you find your true love, when you feel a call you love, yeah, so close about it, don't fly to the side. Because you're on your own. explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reason, but wise men never try. Some enchanted evening when you find your true love, when you feel a call you running across a crowded road, fly to the side because you're only on one that you want. Oh, for real life, baby, my love. I know you will, but I know you will. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go. Never let her go. Never let her go. Never let her go. So many chances you give me. No, baby, love me. You ain't get her laughing across the planet. No, no. None after the whole drink in the evening. No, 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 no. Ooh, sing on, baby. Woo, somebody change it evening. Somebody change it evening. Lord help me. Somebody change it evening. Somebody change it evening. Whoa, wait a minute. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Oh, bless your heart, old man, happy. Wait a minute. I got something for you. Tell you a little bit more about myself. Come on, guy. Huh? There'll be a change in the weather and a change in the sea. From now on, there'll be a change in me. My walk will be different. My talking my name. Nothing about me gonna be the same. Wait a minute, listen to me. I'm gonna change the way. Yes, and if that ain't enough, I'm gonna change the way I strut my stuff. I found out that nobody wants you when you're old and gray. I'm sorry. There'll be some changes made today. There'll be some changes made. Look here. Come on, guitar. Oh, please. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus. just say this, y'all. I'm gonna change my way of living, and if that ain't enough, I'm gonna change the way I strut my stuff. I found out, well, nobody wants you when you're old and gray. That's why I know there'll be some changes made today. There's got to be some changes made. Oh, I said, I gotta change the way I'm living. There'll be some changes made today. There'll be some changes made. Thank you.
Mr. Ray Charles, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. There he goes.
We have some excitement right now, Jerry, but I also need a timpani roll.
Ed needs a timpani, yeah.
Let's see it.
Beat it, beat it, run it,
Go
turn
for
it. Do it, do it. Yeah. And back to Ed McMahon.
Now the JCs. They're with us again, the President of the United States JCs, Andy Tobin, and his wife, Jennifer.
Welcome, Andy. Jennifer.
Thank you. Brought out the better half of the
Thank
family.
you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Jerry, so much. On behalf of my wife, Jennifer, my two boys, Michael and Christopher, all the JCs, and 5,000 communities around the country, 250,000 of us, Jerry. Been working really hard for you this year, and our commitment's always been with you, and you know that.
I know that, Andy.
We were able to get it up a little bit more. Please accept this check for $1,075,000, bringing our total to $1.825 this year. That's in the bank, my friend.
That's my JCs. Now I would like you to meet or reintroduce you to a very special young man. The Muscular Dystrophy Association's 1988 Junior Goodwill Ambassador, our national poster child, Mikey Neufeld of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Here he comes. Come on, Mike. There's the champ. Look at all that love out there. You like that? The saddest thing, I guess, is that we've had Mikey for 2 years. I'm going to have to say goodbye to him. That's the toughest part. I've said goodbye to about 30 or 31 poster children in the last 39 years. It's always very difficult. But we keep in touch. We write one another. He wrote me a love letter today. I think you might want to say something to all these people that have loved you for so long and how you feel about everything they've done for both you and me. Don't you think?
Yes, I do. I'd like to thank them very much. I mean, they've been the nicest people I've ever met, and with their, they give all of themselves to MD and to help all people with muscular dystrophy, and are always writing me letters and talking to me and really caring about me. I want to thank them very much.
You got it, Mikey. We love you. I'll see you after the show, okay? Mikey Neufeld.
Jerry?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I need a timpani roll.
Watch this,
Watch this,
Mikey.
Mike.
Watch this, Mike. Watch. Turn it. Turn it for Mike. Turn it. Yeah! Look at that. I'd like to see you turn it again.
You will.
Okay. Do that for me. Do that. Something truly wonderful happened earlier in our show. We saw the real-life drama of a popular soap opera star and his mother. We would like to repeat that incredible segment at this time. Incredible. How people don't use their phone, I'll never know. This telethon has been the wildest roller coaster I have ever been on. Of all of the programs I've done, the 23 telethons on the Labor Day, coast to coast, and all the telethons I did since 1949. This one has been the wildest ride of emotions that I can remember ever going through. And I guess that's good. That's what we meant to do. I just didn't mean for it to get to me as heavily as it did. But I think it's gotten to everyone. And the numbers will tell us if we indeed got to everyone.
I have some numbers for you if I can get a timpani roll.
If you play that timpani, he's going to do it. Turn it, turn it, turn it. I'm running out of time. I told you we were going to do good. Why are you crying? You silly little twit. She's so crazy about me, she doesn't leave me alone for a minute. Okay, we're on the roller coaster again, and what better ride could you get than the ride this lady gives you when she walks out on the stage with her vivacious vitality, the one and only Charro. Yeah! You, Charro, baby?
I'm doing fine, hello?
Good.
I have been watching you. You're doing beautiful. You do... Give me a kiss right now. Mwah. Can I talk in Spanish with my friend?
Hurry.
Okay.
Se pere que patoria.
If I talk hurry, they don't understand either.
No, I didn't say holy. I said hurry.
Okay, hurry.
She's only been in this country 43 years. She still talks with a dialect.
Que bere covonieri se bene totoro que bere me debe que doya mañana
Sí, cómo no. Amigos, hola, soy su amiga Charro. Espero que estén mirando el show. Estamos acá todos los latinos y hispanos tratando de ayudar a Jerry Lewis, los niños de Jerry Lewis, todas las víctimas. Espero que tengan mucha salud, así Dios lo quiera. Por favor, llámenme, estoy al teléfono, entiendo 5 lenguas, portugués, italiano, francés, español y casi inglés. Y en el nombre de los niños de Jerry Lewis les deseo salud, amor, pesetas, trabajo y mucho tiempo para gastarlo. Mándenos un poco de dinero y que Dios se lo pague, ¿ok? It was beautiful what I said.
Thank you.
It was absolutely beautiful. Give me a big hand.
Hit it.
Are we ready? All right. How are you? Hello, Mikey. Love is in the air, everywhere around. Love is in the air, every side and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, I don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whistle of the tree. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And in the thunder of the sea. You wanna dance? I don't know if I'm drowning. I don't know if I feel safe, but it's something that I must be thinking. And it's there when you call my name. I love you. God bless you. Everybody. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Thank you very much. Call, llámenos.
Charro.
Bye-bye. I'll be there.
Thank you, sweetheart. Big Ed, you're up.
And now here's a special announcement from 7-Eleven stores.
In this world, thank heaven there are still some people who care enough to want to help.
Cure these splints with this gauze, and that will keep the splints. Now then.
I could keep him.
Oh no, honey, you can't keep him. He's got to be free.
For the past dozen years, we at 7-Eleven have asked you to help us fight muscular dystrophy, and you have. Together, we have raised $54 million for Jerry's kids. Every year draws us closer to the day when we can free all kids from the threat of neuromuscular disease.
There he goes. He's free.
And we will have done it together. And now, joining Jerry Lewis from the Southland Corporation is Chairman of the Board and MDA Vice President, John P. Thompson.
Hi, John.
Hi, Jerry.
John Thompson, Chairman of the Board of Southland Corporation, my friend.
Jerry, our sincere dream is the hope that you just saw in that video. The hope that your kids can escape the bonds of these wheelchairs and enjoy life the way children are supposed to. We know that dream's going to come true, and we know that the miracle of discovery is closer than it's ever been. So it's with a great deal of pride on behalf of our franchisees and our employees and our millions of customers to give you another check from 7-Eleven, this one for $1 million.
You're going to be back with me. We got one more hour. I'm expecting you back, John. You ain't getting away this easy.
We'll be back.
Okay. My friend John Thompson, who will be back in the next hour. Casey Kasem, you're up, sweetheart.
Jerry, I just wanted to say, you just said that for the past 21 hours or so, we've had an emotional roller coaster ride like no other you've had in all the years you've done the telethon. Right. I was feeling the same thing when I felt that this is the fastest telethon I've ever been through. Now, for those who may have just tuned in, for those of you just tuning in, crossing the dial and seeing those big numbers up there, know for a fact that this can touch the one emotional heartstring that you have, that can make you feel awfully good and a part of this wonderful experience that Jerry and everybody who's been watching through the night and these past 24 hours has felt. Join us. Let it touch your heart. Pick up the phone and dial. And here's James Coburn with an important message from our friends at MasterCard.
Okay, Casey.
Okay, Jerry, a timpani roll.
Oh, yeah.
Go.
Yeah, let me see it. Let me see it now before we go to the break. Yeah! Oh, yeah! You got it,
Next, we're going to continue to show you the names of those people who helped bring you this 1988 Jerry Lewis Telethon. And stay tuned, because we'll also show you who will be appearing in the next and final hour. Stay with us, because in the next hour, Jerry will be back to bring us Angela Lansbury, John Hillerman, and Sammy Davis Jr., and much more. So don't go away.
We could tell you ourselves how good the News at 10 with Rollin Smith is, but we thought you'd rather hear it from the critics. Kay Gardella of the New York Daily News writes, certainly, landing Smith can be considered a coup. New York Newsday's Ben Kubasik says, even off the air, Rollin Smith's persona is that of the crisp professional one sees on screen. And Jerry Krupnick of the Star Ledger writes, WWOR-TV has doubled the prestige factor of its nightly newscast. Rollin is a pure class act. Watch Rollin Smith, weeknights on the News at 10.
You know the night time now is the right time to be the one you love now. I said to be the one you love. Well, you know.
This fall on Channel 9.
We're live from the Meadowlands, the Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon. I'm Bob Fitzsimmons and Bob Rosengart and his orchestra, Renee Hambley, Thelma Hopkins, Joyce Vincent Wilson, and our host, Tony Orlando.
Thank you, Bob Fitzsimmons. Thank you very, very much. Welcome back, everybody. I am in a very positive mood. I believe in my heart that we're coming up on it in this last hour and a half. I sense it. The phones are ringing. You guys are back from wherever you've been out in the streets and at the beaches and wherever it is you've been doing for this wonderful day that we've had outside. You're back home now. My friends are here, and I feel that we're going to go a long way. As a matter of fact, I would like to hear Michael Patton help me with a Rosengarten. Are you in the mood, Michael? Come over here, young man. Come over here. Lay one big one. I got a feeling we're going to have some nice numbers right now. You ready? Michael Patton's going to give us one. You ready? Whenever you want.
Rosencounters.
Rosencounter! Let's hit it! Oh, come on. Come on, 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 come on. $3,633,943. Thank you, my... The sense of humor that your daughter gave us, and the braveness and the courage that she shared with us, and yours that you handed to her.
Tony, we still have a wish. We have a wish. We wish that her cells would be used to cure muscular dystrophy. If that won't do it, Tony, nothing will. It's love. It's pure and simple.
Pure and simple. Where do we...
The joke left over from last year's Amy crib sheet, I think will lighten things up a little bit, because I think everyone gets the message. And
like Amy
now, I don't know whether a camera can get in on this, but this was Amy's crib sheet from last year, and we did not allow her to hold this, and that's one reason she hesitated a little last year. But I'm not as strong as she is, so I'm going to hold this sheet here. The first joke is, where does a crocodile hide his money, Tony?
Where does a crocodile hide his money?
Well, obviously, in a riverbank.
And the other one, her favorite one, was, why do cows wear bells?
Why do cows wear bells?
Because their horns don't work. It's not the same, but she would have loved to hear it.
It is the same. We feel her. She's here with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Tote. You feel like doing a Rosengarten, Dad?
Let's go with the Rosengarten. Rosengarten, hit it!
Thank you. Thank you, tri-state area. Thank you, New York City and Brooklyn and Queens and Staten Island and the Bronx. You come through again and again. And once again, my thanks to the Taylor family for coming and sharing your life with us, your sorrows with us, your joy with us, your sense of humor with us. Thank you very much for your teaching me and giving me that understanding. God bless.
Thank you for sending flowers to our funeral.
Thank you. Thank you out there.
Back to Vegas, are we? Back to Vegas? Back to the boss? Huh? Hold it. Not yet. Not back to the boss. We're not going back to Jerry yet. I'm a little bit... You want me to go now? Let me just show you what this lady sticks up in my face whenever she wants us to go back to the boss. This is real simple cue card. You ready? Back to Vegas, everybody. That's about what it says there. There it is, right there. Back to Vegas. To Jerry Lewis, the boss at Caesars Palace.
This is the 1988 Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon, and here he is, the national chairman of the Muscular Dystrophy Association, Jerry Lewis.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's been a great telethon so far.
You told me backstage that you wanted to meet me in the middle. I'm here.
Meet you in the middle.
Yes.
It's amazing to me that you always know by heart. You memorize the number of the dollar figure from last year.
I always memorize.
Tell me what it is.
39 million, 23,000, 21,723.
That's exactly right.
Yes, I know.
You may have already won $10 million. Now, you know, all you ever want, all you ever wish for is to have $1 more than you got last year.
Right.
Could I have a timpani roll? Roll it!
We have to forge ahead, don't we?
Yes, we do. The show must go on, as they say.
Okay.
Whoever they are.
I tell you who said the show must go on. A nightclub owner in Toledo on a Saturday night at 10 to 12. He said the show must...
Mike.
All right.
Welcome, Michael. Thank you, Jerry. Ever since yesterday, and all through the night, and all the way up until now, you've been greeting many, many people from corporate life and the retail life and the firefighters and all those great, wonderful people from the JCs, everybody coming out to tell you how hard all of their organization worked, how hard individuals worked. And we're not any different. Our wholesaler family turned out. 100% this year. All of the fine retailers across the country and the beer drinkers of America, for Budweiser and Bud Light and Spuds and Ed McMahon and the Clydesdales and everybody. And I'm telling you all this because it's important. It's important because I have a check for you for $4.5 million.
You got to work a whole year for that. He's sitting there staring at me. I said, you got to work a whole year for that. And he went, oh, funny. Ed, you got it.
Okay, let's welcome back the president of the International Association of Firefighters and a vice president of MDA, Al Whitehead.
Welcome back, Al.
The head man of the firefighters.
Thanks, Jerry. For the last 21, 22 hours, I've been talking about 175,000 firefighters. That's the men and women that make up our membership. They're the ones that have been out raising the money, not me. I'm just an extension of them. But they've tried hard. They've done very well. I want to make a presentation to you on behalf of them because I'm very, very proud of them. I'm sure you will be. Here's a check for our total amount, $5,500,000.
I knew it. I knew it.
Firefighters. Incredible. It's incredible. Incredible. Ed, I fear turning it over to you for what you're going to do to me next.
All right. Here are the chairman and chief executive officer of the Southland Corporation, your good friends John and Jerry Thompson.
Oh, yes. Jerry. John.
Jerry.
Hug now? I'll wait.
Let's wait. Miracles still do happen, Jerry. In this 13th year now, 7-Eleven Citgo has had another banner year.
So, Jerry, on behalf of our employees, our franchisees, our vendors, most of all our customers.
You're happy about this.
The total for Southland this year in Citgo is $4,750,000.
Okay, you people are involved in a love-in. That's what this is, and that's what it's become. In the 39 years that I have traveled with this group, we've created a love-in for this country, and we're so proud of what we've been able to accomplish through your efforts, through your support, through your phone calls, through your letters, through your care, your concern. What do we say to you? We say the following. We will try desperately to be worthy of your trust and continue to be an impeccable organization that we are highly proud to be a part of. And another man who's equally as proud and is equally as impeccable, Mr. Bob Sampson, right here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jerry may not remember this, but this is my 20th telethon. I started with him in 1968 under some very to me, guilt circumstances. Back in 1968, my wife Jean and I had raised a beautiful family. I was an executive of a great airline, United. I was on a real ego trip, the only vice president of an airline in the world in a wheelchair. And I thought, not bad for a printer's son in the Depression, in a wheelchair since 1930. Raised a great family with a wonderful wife who was a coal miner's daughter. And I was really riding a high until I bumped into Mr. Lewis. Through his friends at MDA, he had heard about me and did a little research on my life. And he read me my rights, in effect, told me the story of my life, looked me in the eye, and said, "Don't you think it's time to start paying back?" I flustered a little, told him about serving 5 presidents of the United States and doing advocate work for disabled people and sending a check to Muscular Dystrophy every year. Waved his hand, said, no, you're not listening to me. I mean pay back. I mean to get out on a stage in front of the American people and tell them what you went through as a child, what you're going through now, watching your body be just torn apart inside, never knowing when something else is going to go with this. I've lived longer than anyone else has with this type of dystrophy. And off I went to the Americana Hotel in New York, where the telethon was held then. Oddly enough, the hotel was owned by another airline, which was the official carrier. And when I went in there, in one of the side booths were 5 flight attendants from United Airlines answering phones. And the following year, United became the official carrier, thanks to Jerry's generosity, and we've had it ever since. And before I leave that subject, when I left the stage last year, I was a little concerned about the future of United Airlines with the telethon, because all of the prior chairmen of United had supported the cause, as had our employees, but we were in the midst of a takeover, and a new chairman came in the beginning of the year. And this spring, and I want you to know, his name is Stephen Wolf, and his predecessor, Dick Ferris, and all the other chairmen. I never have once gone to my boss, the chairman of United Airlines, and said, will you help us with the telethon from a corporate standpoint? I have that disease. I have no right to go in and ask them to help me. But long about March, Stephen Wolf sent a letter to Jerry saying, although Bob is on his disability pension temporarily because his health is very serious, we want to continue to support Bob and help find this cure, and nothing's going to change. And nothing has changed. All across the country, everything's the way it has always been and always will be until we find the cure. United is there. So as I said before, I was raised in a firehouse in the middle of the Depression in the city of Chicago, and the firemen have been with us ever since. Since then, I've been with a lot of classy people in the labor unions, the letter carriers, Vince Sombrato, wonderful companies in this country that are involved in supporting this cause. You know, it's a privilege to be with the 7-Elevens and the McDonald's and the JC's and everyone else. You're talking about quality people running quality companies. And I am deeply proud for a kid that comes out of the inner city to be on a stage, and you in the audience can see there's no cue cards. Mr. Lewis hands me a microphone to talk to 120 million people, and he has no idea what I'm going to say. And I can go anywhere I want in this speech. And I'm flustered now because he did something to me that I didn't really want to have happen, but he said it was at the request of a lot of unsung people, our volunteers out in the field, and it was a particular group of people he was meeting with 3 weeks ago. And that's about 400 telethon hosts manning the TV stations, the anchor people who you listen to across the country for the weather reports and the 6 o'clock news and everything. And he said, Bob, so many of them have said they would like to meet you and have you talk to them. And I don't like to do things immediately in front of a telethon time because it's tough enough for me to get out and do what I have to do. But he said, this is important. And I said, can I do that and not the telethon? He says, well, no, you got to do both. So my wife and I came out. This is a tough audience. There's 400 professional TV people. And I was trying to get my thoughts together. What do you want to say to them and everything? And I was following an act. And he had some people, and I knew them. I felt relaxed. And then the next thing that happened, they put a videotape on. The one that you just saw within the past hour. And it was a videotape of Susan and Lenny Stefano about their baby who was born with Wernicke-Hoffman disease. One of the 40 diseases that muscular dystrophy covers. And this little girl was stricken with it, Sarah. And I watched that tape, and my wife and I went to pieces. Jerry didn't know, nor did we want to tell him, that just barely a month before, we had buried our grandson with Wernicke-Hoffman disease. And it just tore us apart. And I just froze when I got in front of this group, and I apologized to them and started talking about our feelings as a family, because throughout this show, Jerry has tried to impress upon you the effect that the disease has on a family, the effect my having muscular dystrophy at age 5 had on my family in the Depression, without any Jerry Lewis around, no MDA. My folks lost their home. Everything went. And all of the kids that I grew up with and went to school with in Chicago who had muscular dystrophy, they died. There was no hope for them, nothing to cling to. And, you know, you put your life together, you try to pick up the pieces, you know you've got a steadily deteriorating disease, and yet you find a wonderful girl, Jean, who marries you, you're in a wheelchair, and for 38 years, we have built a family, and it does have an effect on your family. It has a terrible effect on your children. They grow up without a daddy that can't hold them, play ball with them. And, you know, your kids are pushing your wheelchair about the time they're 3 or 4. They don't know any difference. You're their father. But the effect it has on them, they don't go out into the world with the idea of making $1 million or something like that. You know, parents are saying, be ambitious, go be president of something. My son went out and went into education. He picked something totally different than our religion, the poorer Christian schools in the smaller areas of the country that didn't have much money to pay. My firstborn daughter, Pat, married a fellow, they live in Wisconsin, and for 11 years she's been a special ed teacher, teaching children with learning disabilities. And I said, well, why don't you come back in the suburbs where we live? That's a good paying job. There's a big shortage of, and she has a master's degree in special ed. She could write her own ticket in Chicago. No, I'm up here in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, and a little town called Watseka, and they don't have the money to get a special ed teacher for those learning disability children. That's the effect it has on your kids. And our youngest child, well, let's talk about Patty a little more. She taught there for 10 years, and those of you who watched the show last year know I was slipping off pretty fast, and she and Denny come to the telethon to help me, and they said, Dad, we're transferring, we're giving up, he's giving up his job up there, and I'm giving up mine, and we're gonna take a special ed teaching job in Palmyra, Wisconsin, which is only a mile away from us, and to be closer to you, to help Mom and her sister Kathy, who stayed home with my wife to help take care of me. And I'm very proud of Kathy. She went to work for United so she could be close. But this is the effect it had on my family. Our children, our grandchildren, they're all trying to overachieve. And I hate that. I want them to lead as normal a life as they can. And then the big blow is the lungs are going, and so 3 weeks ago, now they all have to learn to put on an oxygen mask on me at night because Dr. Siegel thinks something could happen to me in my sleep because the lungs are so poor. And I've already told you I don't want to go in a respirator and I don't want to go in a hospital. I'm pretty stubborn. But I have no right to ask anybody in the United States for anything. I'm the luckiest man alive with the life I've had. But for these children who have died, little Sarah Stefano and all of the children who've died of some form of neuromuscular dystrophy, they've never had a chance in life. And as I had no speech tonight to give you, I was completely drained. And 3 of the TV people around the country said, Bob, if you could tell the story which I've just told you, it would help us raise money in our local cities. And all I can say is, as I told them, I know from the standpoint of the children and from my standpoint that God never said it was going to be fair, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't think God meant it would be unfair forever, and it doesn't have to be if you can help us. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
A champion, Bob Sampson. Thank you, Bob.
I would not want to interrupt at this time, but I feel compelled.
I hope that you will do that.
A timpani roll, please.
Let him hear it.
Remember I was telling you about a number I was thinking about? The number was 4. Look at this.
I'm watching. Yeah! I have a feeling that this performer that comes out now, if you think he is normally hyper, if you think that he is normally dynamic and energetic, when he walks out here and looks up at that pledge board, I have a feeling you're going to see a small rocket go off in this theater. That rocket goes off every time he comes on the stage. He brings with it a tenacity, a dynamism, an excitement unlike any performer in our business. I'm proud he's my friend, and I love him dearly. Mr. Sammy Davis Jr., right here.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Ed, it's a celebration, man. It's a celebration. To all of you, thank you for the gracious, very gracious feeling when I walked on the stage. To be associated with this man is certainly one of the great joys, personally and professionally. We work together here in Las Vegas at the Valley. I would like, if I may, to... I have 5 kids. Mark, Tracy, Jeff, my grandson, Andrew, and our new boy, Manny, that Altavis and I have just brought into our family. We adopted. They are all healthy. And I would like to just lay a little personal change on you, if I may, Mr. Lewis. I'd like to just donate a little something, some cash money, man, so that I can, I'm not going to be gauche and mention the figure, but you'll know it later. But I don't feel that coming here with the, giving you what I got is enough. And particularly after hearing Bob speak, you feel how lucky you are to have kids, how lucky you are that they're healthy. All of you folks outside, please, keep the phones ringing. That's a marvelous figure, but man, we can do better, And if you had any real class, you wouldn't come here next year at all, because I don't know how we're ever going to top that. But thank God, and I mean that with all the respect. Ladies and gentlemen, let me do something for you that is professionally the only way I know how to pay back. This is something that I started doing a couple of months ago. And it's done with total theatrical respect for the people who are involved in the original production. There was a show that Jerry had on in the early part of the beginnings of the program, Andrew Lloyd Webber's sensation on all over the world. It's called Phantom of the Opera. Michael Crawford won a Tony as the best performance in a musical. The show totally won 7 Tonys. It is probably one of the most exciting theatrical experiences you will ever have. I can't assume that everybody at home and everybody in our auditorium has seen the show. But I'm sure you know the story, because if you haven't seen the show, you've seen one of the 4 or 5 productions of it in film. The story is about a horribly disfigured musician who lives in the bowels of the sewer in Paris. The year is 1865. He lives in this magnificent creation that he's created. One day, from the opera house, which is overhead, he hears a girl auditioning. Her name is Christine Daae. He falls in love with her voice. He is later to fall in love with her. He falls so madly in love with her that he goes up to the opera house, kidnaps her, and brings her back down to his lair. With a deep bow of appreciation to the talents that's involved in both the English production, the New York production, and to Andrew Lloyd Webber, I would like for you to meet the Phantom. I am your angel of music. Come to me, angel of music. Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness stirs and wakes imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses. Slowly, gently, night unfurls its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the gaddish light of day. Turn your thoughts away from cold, unfeeling light, and listen to the music of the night. Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge your thoughts of that life you knew before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to soar, and you'll live as you've never lived before. Softly, deftly, music shall caress you. Hear it, feel it, secretly possess you. Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot fight. The darkness of my music of the night. Let your mind start a journey through a strange new world. Leave all thoughts of that world you knew before. Let your soul take you where you want to be. Only then will you belong to me. Floating, falling, sweet intoxication. Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin. Let your darker side give in to the power of the music that I write. The power of the music of the night. Alone can make my song take flight. Help me make the music of the night. Christine, Christine, trust me. Marty Stevens conducting. Thank you, Michael. Thank all of you folks. Thank you. Thank you for accepting it. That was with love and due respect, Michael and Andrew. Chink, 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 chink. That's the first time I've ever done that for 120 million people, and I don't think I'm ever going to get the chance again. But I thank you for receiving it so beautifully. Thank you very, very much. Who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it with chocolate or a miracle or two? The Candy Man, Candy Man can. The Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. And who can take a rainbow, wrap it in a sigh, soak it in the sun and make a groovy lemon pie? The Candy Man can. You know the Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. The Candy Man makes everything he bakes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes, you can even eat the dishes. Who can make tomorrow, put it in a dream, separate the sorrow, then collect them all the cream? The Candy Man can. You know the Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. The Candy Man makes everything he bakes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes, the dishes. I said, who can take tomorrow, put it in a dream, and separate the sorrow, collect them all the cream? The Candy Man can. You know the Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. That song was written by Anthony Newley and Leslie Brickets. It was given to me 14 years ago as a gift. Musically, record-wise, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. But about 10 years before that, they laid another song on me that wasn't too bad. What kind of fool am I, who never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this that refused to see what could be seen by everybody else but me? What kind of lips are these that lied with every kiss, that whispered empty words of love, that's left me alone like this? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. What kind of clown? Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my crew, thank you, Jerry, for allowing me to be a part of this organization. Thank you for allowing me to do 20 years. Next year, you need me, you know I'm here. I hope one year that it won't be on your schedule of mine, but until that time comes, you've got me heart and soul. Why can't I fall in love till I don't give one little damn? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I
Sammy Davis. Pretty good wrap-up. I'm no fool. I know who to put on the show and when. But any man that would follow him singing is a fool. Except that I am in a position, since it's tradition and it's part of this program, I feel some degree justified. Or at least I can be forgiven. I think. Thank you. 39 years ago, some children said, this is the song we want. We want this song because it means something to us. It's something to think about and to hope for. The song has been tradition on this program. I usually sit, but I've never been stronger in my life. Clages, if you give me a light, I can do this. Thank you. When you walk through a storm, keep your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind. Walk on through the rain. Strong. Though your dreams be tossed and blown, walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never, never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Good night. Thank you. God bless you. Happy Labor Day. We're happy. Look at that breadboard. They're going to do something now. Turn it. Turn it. Yeah! Yeah, my lucky 13. Goodbye. God bless you. Thank you.
Can I have a chair for the girls, Steve? Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear this. They have allowed us here at WWR so generously another 30 minutes to go because we got $1 million to raise. Believe it or not, $1 million. As much as I'm so happy for the boss, who has gone to $40 million this year and has topped it again. The boss, Jerry Lewis. We can't rest in New York. Let's go. We got a half an hour. Let's keep it going for the man.
American Guild of Musical Artists, American Guild of Variety Artists, and the Screen Actors Guild.
Welcome back. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us. We are indeed, are we okay on this camera? We're fine, right? We are indeed back for the half hour that's been so kindly given to us. You know, we're at $4,315,654. Okay, you ready? Last year we did $5,200,000. We got $1 million to pick up in 30 minutes. They're telling me, okay, you're crazy. It ain't gonna happen. You're nuts. Okay, again, you shoot for the moon. Last year, we raised $1 million in this half hour. I looked at the book, and I saw that last year, it was in this last half hour that you guys said, okay, we're going to war, we're going to battle, we're going to have to pick up the $1 million. Washington, D.C., God bless you. You've gone past every total you have ever done. We know the station goes into your town. Los Angeles, you have done it. You have done more and exceeded everything you have ever done in your past. The contributions from every market in this country has been phenomenal. I got news for you, New York. $4,315,654. If we had closed last year with $4,315,654, we would be screaming about how terrific we did. Okay? We'd be going, whoa, man, we did $4,315,000, which is 10%, New York City, of the national figure. That ain't cheesecake what you guys came up with. But you know something? There's a little bit of pride now going on here. We're all sitting here going, no, 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 no. This is the Big Apple and the surrounding area, and we got to go for it. It's just a matter of pride. It's just the way we are. We got to make it just a little bit better. Now, I would like very much to go. Can we go to an update on this tote? Because we may be getting closer to the figures I speak to you. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't the audience give me a rose and garden this time? See what we got happening here. Come on, New York, New Jersey. Come on, Staten Island, Queens. Oh, yes. 4,600,000. Closer. 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 Ladies and gentlemen,